Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to Workout Wednesday. Today I'm bringing you a full glute focused leg day session from the games dungeon itself. So this workout is actually from our DAT BOOTY program. It's from a previous month, so not the current month, because that would be a bit of a dick move on our behalf since people are actually paying members of this program. But if you do want to join, I'm going to link it down below and you can get access to the current month and all of the ongoing months because we update this program every single month. The way that our programming works is that we perform 5 workouts per week. We have 2 lower body glute focus sessions. We have 1 full body session, so you're obviously getting overall strengthening and toning, not just glute focus. And then we also have 2 optional but recommended booty maintenance sessions per week. Obviously we want to stay focused on the booty, but like I said, we're doing this overall strengthening and we incorporate progressive overload, so your workouts get progressively harder as you continue on throughout the program. The best way to build a booty and to improve strength overall is to repeat the workouts, and this is what we do each month. We just want to make sure that you focus on improving performance each week, so it gets harder, you keep track of your weight and you make it more challenging so that you can improve on your strength and you can also build the muscles. So I'm going to take you through a bit of a workout. I'm going to show you how we structure certain sets. So the first exercise that we have is pause hip thrust. So this increases time under tension. So for instance, at the start of our program, we may include just standard hip thrust, which obviously doesn't have as much tension as a pause. So at the top of the movement, we're going to be holding and pausing for a moment, and then we'll lower back down. This is also a good way for our other program options. We have gym, dumbbell, and body weight only programs, so that if you, for instance, only have body weight, you can include pauses. You can have slow eccentric, which means that we're really slowing down the movement, so we're increasing time under tension for people who don't have access to a whole range of equipment. So there's different ways that we've structured it, and if you would like to train with us, then once again I've linked it down below, but we'll get into it. And I really hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, then please make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get amongst. So before we get into the workout, we have to warm up. So I like to warm up with a dynamic stretching routine and a bit of glute activation. So my dynamic stretching is obviously really targeted at the lower body, getting that nice and warmed up before we get into heavy lifting. So I like to start off with, I don't know why I'm holding the band first up, but I like to start off with leg sweeps. So I don't know if this is going to be really unflattering, but they're not a really beautiful thing to see, but I like to start off with side leg sweeps. So we come all the way up. Was it just crutch? So all the way up, and we're just doing it progressively. You don't need to go too high with this one. We just want to start limbering up. So I'm going to do 10 on one leg. I'm not going to show you this whole thing, but then we basically change over to the opposite leg. Give yourself enough space so that you're not hitting a barbell, but yeah, so I'll continue and I'm just going to go on to the next one. Okay, so another exercise that I do is to come down into a squat. It's easier to hold onto like a squat rack or a beam or anything that you can support yourself with, just for balance purposes, and it lets you like sink in deep into the squat. And then I'm just going to rotate one leg in. So knee comes down to floor and then comes back up. So just opening up the hips. So I'm going to do 10 of these also. Nice and controlled. Okay. Then I like to move down into a plank. So I don't know how to position myself so you can see me because I'm very long. So it's like a high plank position, and we bring one leg all the way up. So we're opening up our hips again. Nice stretch in there. So we do 10 of these also. Alrighty, should be starting to limber up. I also like to do alternating side lunges. You can hold onto something, or you can just put a hand down onto the floor to stabilize yourself. So we come all the way to the side, and then we rotate to the other side. So the whole thing with dynamic stretching is moving stretching. So instead of like an isolated stretching or like an isometric hold or anything like that, where you like a static stretching where you hold a pose for a period of time, this is warming up the body. And you do this before a workout, whereas you do static stretching after a workout. So as you can see, I'm already starting to warm up a bit. Then I take a band. Sorry, let's do that again. Then I take a DB booty band, available in the link down below. And I do some squats. So pushing out against the band, Down nice and low. Keep these nice and controlled. Alrighty, and then I'll place the band around my ankles, like kind of around my shins almost. And I'll just do some lateral side steps. So like this, so keeping band tension the whole time. If you've ever seen any of my other videos with my glute activation routine, you may see that I've incorporated a bit more dynamic as well, just because my exercise is starting to change up a bit, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm limbering up even more so as I'm aging. No, I'm just joking, but it is important. Especially with our routines. In the DAT BOOTY program, we have full body workouts, so our dynamic stretching and warm-up routine is very important. Alrighty, it's time to feel the burn. Now, if you're not feeling warmed up enough, you can come down onto the floor and do some glute bridges. So the way I like to do these is I drive my heels into the floor and I press up, I squeeze my glutes and I press out against the band. So I'll do 10 of these. Alrighty. So once you've done 10, I'm going to put the whole routine down below as well in the description, so you'll know exactly what you need to do before you start your session. And we're going to move over to pause hip thrust. I wonder if I can, transition. It didn't work at all. Yeah! So our first exercise is pause hip thrust. So I'm starting with a lighter weight because we're going to do a warm-up set, and then we have 3 working sets. So we have 8 to 10 reps per set, and this is a bit of a rep range guide so that you can progressively increase these reps, and obviously it makes the exercise more challenging and makes your workouts more challenging, so it's a way to incorporate progressive overload in your workouts. Okay, so I'm using a band for this, and I just put that around my thighs just above the knees. So I'm just going to show you the first set because it's going to look pretty similar. However, I am going to increase the weight each set. This is just how I like to perform my exercises. It's not 100% a necessity, but as long as you can try to do, it should be a struggle to try to do 8 reps. So you need to go as heavy as possible for your last set to try to make it a challenge to get to 8 reps. You shouldn't be banging out 10 reps with ease. You're cheating. Alright. Sorry, it's very light. A bit of a warm-up sort of situation. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Look. Yeah. Down low. Up top. On my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop. Keep going. I got this mantra in my head and make me keep flowing. Pour shots. Keep pouring. It's no more vodka in my head.
Okay, so as you may have seen, those first few reps I forgot about the pause, so I slowly started increasing the pause. You should be trying to pause for like 1 to 2 seconds at the top, but 1 proper second, so like 1 Mississippi. And then if the longer you pause, obviously the more challenging it is, but you don't need to pause for like 5 seconds, just 1 to 2 seconds is enough. So I'm going to take this band off and we're going to move on to the next exercise, but as I said, you've got 3 more working sets after your warm-up set. Let's get amongst. Okay, so our next exercise is semi-sumo deadlifts. So I'm going to take off my shoes for this. I was trying to give you a bit of a cue so that you could zoom back. So I'm going to take off my shoes. Thank you, Mads. Shoes for this. And this just provides more stability because my shoes aren't completely flat. So if you do have flat shoes, then you can obviously just bang out some deadlifts. But if you don't, then it's easy to just take your shoes off for this. I'm also wearing like very long socks, so if you're not wearing leggings, then these are a good way to protect your shins because you tend to like scrape the absolute bejesus out of your shins when you do deadlifts correctly. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this. This is a warm-up weight. We're going to do a bit of like a drop set for this. So the way that I've done this, I've staggered it. It goes 10, 8, 5. So we want to increase the weight each time, or you want to be as challenged as possible in your final 5 reps because it's such a low rep range. I also find this is one of the best ways to build strength is you really lower your rep range. So you're looking at around like even sometimes like 3 to 5 reps maximum, but we want to obviously like hypertrophy hypertrophy is also a big focus of our programming. So we want to combine the best of both worlds. Some months we'll have more of a strength focused program, and then some months we'll have a hypertrophy focused program. So this is just going to be a bit of a warm up. I'm going to do 10 reps for this. So what you want to do is just have your feet slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. So it's not a full sumo. So full sumo is like a wide stance. I'm going semi-sumo, so toes slightly turned out, and you should be able to reach between your legs like this. So you want to drop your butt to the floor. It's like you're squatting, but you don't want to be, you want to be leaning forward for this. So if you're sitting up too straight, you're going to notice that when you're trying to lift the bar up, your knees are in the way. So when you're leaning forward and you drop your knees a little bit, it should run parallel to your legs. So the bar comes up like this. Hello. So we're going to do 10 of these.
I'm a hustler, I just hit a lick. This that double shift, this that overtime. I'm on my job, player, you know I was born to grind. It's for my people standing up until they back hurt. It's for my people standing up to get the cash, sir. My minimum wage niggas and all my cash clerks. It's gotta do, but yo, I need the bag first. This should be way before my bachelors. They fucking with me, yo, they say I need them.
Okay, so I've loaded up the bar for set 1, so we've got 10 reps now. So these are the 10 working reps. So it's heavier than our warm-up set. Alrighty. Let's get them boxed. So chest up. We want to drive through our heels, pushing away from the floor.
They must have never heard me rap, that's a fact word. The system got me on my back, what's the answer? Down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop, keep going. I got this mantra in my head and make me keep flowing. Pour shots, keep pouring. It's no more vodka in my head, got
Fudge. Oh my god, that's so good. I'm hoping you put like a bit of music or something over the top, because I could just hear my knee like clicking and grinding.
Now we're gonna hear your knees and your breathing.
So I don't have my watch on me, but I usually do, and I time 2 to 4 minutes rest between sets. So once you get to 2 minutes, then just see how you're feeling. You can go up to 4 minutes, and just make sure that you are getting that rest in between sets, because you want to feel fresh before your next set and give that 100%. Or maybe like 90% on your next set and then 100 on your final set. So leave a little bit in the tank. Sorry, I'm just going out of frame. We're going to increase the weight now. So I'm going to take the 15s off and add a 20, so I'll end up going up by 10 overall. It's quick math, I know, don't act like you're not impressed. Okay, so I've added 20 kilo now, so I subbed out my 15s for a 20, so I've gone up by 10. I think I've already mentioned that, but I just wanted to let you know that my math is real good. Alright, so we've got 8 reps, and then I'm going to increase one last time for 5 reps. So I'm not going to show you all of these because it gets really boring. Maddie actually already told me that from behind the camera. She goes, this is going to take a really long time, and it's going to be super boring just watching it all, so don't do the whole thing. Okay, so just want to let you know that I can do it, guys. So increased, and we've had a nice amount of rest, and we've got 8 reps.
Son, I'm assed out. I don't wanna breathe, I just wanna pass out. Reaping what I sowed, that's what I'm doing, cousin. Keeping to my own, not how I'm moving, cousin. Black Emperor, open the cash register.
Okay, so I've added 5 kilos each side, and we've got our final set of 5 reps. So give this all you have, and like the exercises that remain are things like Bulgarian split squats, and I know how much you love them, so you'll be fine. All right, so let's get, that was sarcasm in case it didn't translate. So we've got 5 reps. Let's go.
The sales back to back peddlers. How can I help you? How can I shelf you? Dealt with wealth, please help yourself, boo. You hear the way how I be rocking on the beat. I'm a rock star, pussy boy, I rock your ass to sleep. I'm a lead from the seasons I spent on my fucking job, and I signed a fucking deal. I just sold that shit to God, eh.
I mean, I'm like, it's more the grip. It's more the grip than anything. The calluses are coming along nicely. All right, Next exercise. Okay, so our next exercises, hear that plural, we have 2 exercises and it's an exercise pairing. So we have Bulgarian split squats and RDLs. And an exercise pairing is different from a superset because we allow adequate rest between sets, so 2 to 4 minutes. Whereas a superset, you go straight into the next exercise and it's heaps of time under tension. This one we just group together complementary exercises. Okay, so we're going to start off with Bulgarian split squats. I'm using 12.5 kilos because I have an option of 12.5 kilos or 5 kilos or just one 20 kilos. So I'm going to use 12.5. If you only have one dumbbell, you can offset this so you can hold it in one arm. And so you hold it in the arm opposite to the working leg. So I'm going to use 2 because I have 2. So why not? Okay. So you keep your foot flat on the bench so your foot's facing downwards. And we're going to lean forward slightly, but we want to try to keep that knee still a bit behind the toe, so you just want to have enough room. And we come
down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop, keep going. I got this mantra in my head, it make me keep flowing. Pour shots, keep pouring. It's no more vodka in my head, got no release for it.
Oh my god, that's so awful. That is pure evil. Yeah, so then we repeat that on the opposite leg. Okay, so once you finish your Bulgarians, allow 2 to 4 minutes rest before moving on to your RDLs. So I'm using the same weight because I have a limited variety of dumbbells available here, but I'm just going to talk you through just a couple of key points for RDLs. So you want to make sure that you're not completely locking your knees out, and you just want to go down as far as you feel a bit of tension in your hamstring, which is the muscle that runs along the back of your leg. So you should feel it here, okay? You want to hinge from the hip as well, and like I said, you don't want to completely lock out your legs. They're not stiff leg deadlifts, they're RDLs. So we can have a slight bend in the leg and come down, keep it nice, slow and controlled, and try not to round your back because the weight will try to pull you forward. If you're doing this, then that's not correct. So what you want to do is keep that back, shoulders back, and that back nice and flat, core engaged, and slowly down. So 10 to 12 of these.
Down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop, keep going. I got this mantra in my head, it make me keep flowing. Pour shots, keep pouring. It's no more vodka in my head, got no release for it.
Okay, so our final exercise pairing is also our finisher. So we have standing abduction and then we have constant tension sumo squats. So we've only got 2 sets of these because we want to keep them like a bit more high reps. So I'm going to put this band on for standing abduction. We've got 20 each leg and it's only banded, but if you do want to be, you know, that gym class hero, you can use a dumbbell as well, but I'm going to do it banded. Okay, so you want to keep your core engaged, and we're just wanting to keep that band tension the entire time because as soon as you let it loose, it's not working as hard, you're not keeping that constant tension. So let's get it. 20 of these. Also round your foot and try to point your heel out a little bit so your toe goes inwards. It's going to help you target that glute. Okay, glute. Okay, we're going.
Down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop, keep going. I got this mantra in my head, it make me keep flowing. Pour shots, keep pouring. It's no more vodka in my head, got no release for it. Down low, up top.
Burns. Okay, so you do that on the other leg and this targets your glute medius. Our final exercise is constant tension sumo squats. So there's a bit of a theme here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of constant tension with the band. I'm still pointing like I'm still doing it with the banded standing abduction. And so we want to make sure that we're keeping constant tension with these. I want you to get the heaviest dumbbell that you can find within reason, something that you can maintain for 15 reps. So I'm using the only one that we have here, a 20 kilo. Okay, so take a nice wide stance. Dumbbell is held between your legs, and we don't want to come, so if you're doing a normal squat, you come all the way up. We don't want to go all the way up to standing. We want to keep that tension, and just like this, okay? So we've got 15 of these.
down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop, some blow, some flop, I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop, don't stop, keep going, I got this mantra in my head, it make me keep flowing, pour shots, keep pouring, it's no more vodka in my head, got no.
Gosh, I hope I did 15, I'm starting to lose count. Okay. We've got, you've got, not me, I'm done. You've got 2 sets in total, so you just need to repeat that one more time, and then you are done and dusted, and it burned. So good luck with your second set, and I hope that you've enjoyed this workout. I'll do a proper outro when I've just caught my breath, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this workout. I just wanted to give a bit of an example of the kind of workouts that we include in our DAT BOOTY program. So this is the way I personally train also, and we program it for our clients. So if you do want to see the other versions, as I mentioned, we also offer a dumbbell and a body weight program option as well. So if you do like to train this way, I can show you the way that we alter these for dumbbell use or even for no equipment, so our body weight programming as well. And if there's any other workouts you would like to see from me, then please comment down below. As I mentioned, we also have full body workouts in our program and booty maintenance sessions, which include banded exercises. So if that's how you like to train, then maybe, just maybe, this is the program for you. I have a good feeling about it. So I'm going to link that all down below. If you would like to join, we would absolutely love to have you as part of the squad. And make sure, as always, to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!